Hello everyone. So I'm going to do a video before I actually show you the exercises that I'm going to do. And first I want to go over a timeline of what we're going to be doing, or I should say what I have done and what I recommend. And I've done hours of research. I've listened to probably at least 50 doctors. I've had in a year and a half 2 hip replacements and a knee replacement, so I've had a little bit of experience. And so the first part of it is going through your 6 to 8 weeks and what is expected. So going up to your first 6 weeks is the time where you're going to get most of your flexation and your extension. And that's what I was told, and that's how I got mine within those 6 weeks. And they're saying, so within your 6 weeks, you should be getting anywhere from maybe 120 degrees in your flexation, and at 6 weeks, you should have full extension. If you don't get your full extension within a certain time period, more than likely you will never get that. Now the flexation, the majority of it you're going to get within that 6-week period. Now if you don't get your full flexation, some of the things that I've seen is where they put you under anesthesia again, at worst case scenarios, and then they pull your leg, they pulled in full flexation, and then you're starting all over again. And basically what that is the pulling of that is breaking up the scar tissue. So within 6 to 8 weeks, the scar tissue is not fully built up, so that's why it's important to get as much of your extension and flexation within that period of time. The second thing would be to measure your progress with a goniometer. And I actually bought that for this process because I wanted to make sure that I was going to have a healthy knee at the end of my exercises. And so I got one of those and I measured myself at least every other day, and I'm still measuring myself now to make sure that I'm keeping that flexation that I have. I do have the full extension now. So I'm 5 months into this, and I'm still having some swelling because I'm doing different things. And so it's important to get this in this time frame. And then the last thing is the most important one, and that's doing your exercises so that you can get your knee in motion and do the things that you want to do. Now, out of that, the number one thing is pain control, because this is very painful. I've had 2 hip replacements and they really weren't that bad at all compared to my knee. Now my knee, I really had to push myself to get that flexation because it hurt really bad. So and I hate to say that, but you know what? I watched a lot of YouTube videos, and a lot of people are showing these videos of themselves while they're still in the hospital, probably while they're still under anesthesia, and they're walking and doing really fine. But once that anesthesia wears off, you're feeling the full effect of it. So it is going to be painful, and I don't want to sugarcoat this, and you're going to feel it. So when I was doing flexation exercises, it hurt. And so expect it to hurt, because if you expect it to hurt, you know it's going to hurt, you should be able to do your exercises better. But the pain control is so important. I was doing 1,000 milligrams of Tylenol, and that's all I thought I was going to do. When I had my 2 hips done, that's all I did was take Tylenol. Now, the first day that I was home, they call that ground zero, because the day of surgery, they really don't count that. So the first day after that was Saturday, and basically I just laid around, I slept, got up, ate a little bit, went to the bathroom, went back, in bed and slept some more. The second day, I thought I was going to be able to do this. I had to make a phone call, and I got the drugs to take away the pain a little bit. And what they gave me really didn't do a whole lot. So I really felt this through the whole process. Now, the second thing that is very important that I did consistently was ice. Every half an hour I was icing, because there is going to be a lot of swelling, or at least there was with me. Everybody's different. Constantly icing. I was always icing. And I would recommend having multiple ice packs, because a lot of times if you're sitting and you ice, you don't really want to get up to put it back in a freezer. So if you have multiples like I do, sometimes you could forget about that one. When you get up to get another ice pack, put that one in the freezer, pull the other one out, and ice some more. Ice is so important, because the more swelling you have and the more inflammation that you're creating is affecting your healing process. So it's going to hinder the growth of you getting that flexation and extension. So I would highly recommend ice every half an hour. The third thing, which they didn't give me, which I had with my hips, was a compression sock. Now, a compression sock, they're saying, actually pushes the fluid out. For my knee, the doctor didn't give me one, so I didn't use one, but that's something that you can use. Now, the fourth thing is another very important element to all of this, and that's elevation. Elevation is another thing that I did along with the ice, because it helped bring down the swelling, it helped all the fluids come down. And I will show you in my next video, because I'm going to do another video of the exercises, how I did it. Because the elevation not only helped with the draining, but also it helped with sleep. If I wouldn't have had my leg elevated at the time that I did this, it would have been very, very painful sleeping. So I used 2 pillows to prop it up. I'll show you the way I did it. You could do it however you want. Everybody's different, so I'm sure you'll have your own thing, but I'll give you an idea of how I did it, so hopefully you could either expand on that or use what I did. And of course, the fifth thing is the most important, and you got to do this consistently, and that's your exercises. And sometimes I will tell you, you might not want to do your exercises. So I always started with the easy ones first to warm up. And sometimes back to the ice, after maybe 4 to 6 weeks, you might want to use a little bit of heat to warm up that knee area so that you're able to move a little better. At this time, you might even be going to physical therapy, able to get on a bike and, move that knee a little better to warm it up. But you want to do your exercises. And some of the most important ones are, like I said, get that flexation. Another one's hill slides, and I did another one sitting on a chair on the floor. And I will go through all the exercises that I did from day 2, I'll say, because day 1, I can't even remember if I did the exercises day 1. I'm sure I did, but I did journal a lot of this. But day 1, I didn't really journal a whole lot because, like I said, I was getting up. I was, kind of forcing myself to eat. And as soon as I was getting up, I was going back to bed day 1. Day 2, now I did a little bit more. They want you to walk. And I'm going to go over all this. But I hope this helped you. And don't forget to watch my next video. I'll have that posted next, and that will be one of the exercises that I've done. And I hope that it helps you in your recovery. So if you like, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell so you never miss an upcoming video, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you for watching.